Hey guys, Honudini Tai here, helping you escape your 9 to 5. In today's video, I'm going to show you the power of rentals. So in my other video, I showed you these are the expenses that you're going to have to pay when you have a rental property. You're going to get your cash flow coming in from the rents, but then you have to pay all of these things, including the mortgage if you have one. But there are a lot of benefits to having a rental property. So let's go over them. First, of course, it's the cash flow. You got your cash coming in, then you got some going out, but then you keep the difference. So that's the cash flow, right? Now, you also have principal pay down. So that last line there that says mortgage, well, every single month that you collect that cash flow and you're paying down the mortgage, your principal is going down and down and down. So your net worth is growing. You also have appreciation. Over time, that house, that property, that apartment building, whatever piece of real estate that you have, usually goes up in value. Usually. I try not to crystal ball it too much, but if you've watched over the decades, real estate has gone up in prices for a couple of different reasons. One, because it's more valuable, and two, because the inflation or the value of the dollar has gone down. Either way, it's worth more tomorrow than it is today. So over time, you experience appreciation. And then finally, you have your tax benefits, right? People get really, really upset that business owners and real estate investors, they get all these tax breaks. Well, as they always say, don't hate the player, hate the game. But the game is, if you provide jobs or if you provide places to live, then you get those tax benefits. It's not a special club. You can be in it. You just have to decide to be a real estate investor. So some of the tax benefits, one is a 1031 exchange. That's where if you have a property and you decide to sell it, you have a rental property, you decide to sell it, and you decide to buy something bigger, you can roll any profits that you might have made into that bigger property and defer your taxable event. So you don't have to pay any taxes on the profits you would have made because you just rolled it into a bigger property. The other one, the other big tax benefit is called depreciation. All that means is the government allows you to write off an expense called depreciation, and that goes against the cash flow. So, for example, if you have $10,000 coming in as cash flow, but you also take $10,000 as depreciation, that means you net zero. And if you net zero, you pay zero in taxes. What's even crazier is if, say, your cash flow is $10,000, but your depreciation is, say, $12,000, you now have negative $2,000 that you can carry over to the next year. So again, you pay zero in taxes. There are two guarantees in life, death and taxes, right? Well, if you know how to play the game, you can avoid the tax part. You may not be able to avoid death, but hey, avoiding one's better than getting hit with both. So these four things are why real estate properties for long-term rentals is a great thing, because they provide these benefits. The other thing, and I was talking to a couple of friends of mine, they've been telling me about how the cost of education for their kids is very expensive. They were saying that private school was anywhere from $25,000 to $35,000 for their 4-year-old or 5-year-old. Private school for a 5-year-old to learn how to finger paint was $25,000 to $35,000. I talked to a guy who said when he wrote the check out for his first child to go to school, that was fine. When he had to write 2 checks for 2 kids to go to that school, that's when it hurt him. So the cost of education is definitely going up. But if you have a rental property, you can offset some of that because this creates cash flow that you didn't have to work for. The other thing is, let's say you wanted to send your kids to college in a couple of years. Well, you can have this property paying you some cash, but also you're going to pay down the principal. Let's say you had a 15-year mortgage. By the time your child is 18, and if you bought the house when they were 0 years old, then the property will be completely paid for, free and clear. Over those 18 years, the property would have appreciated. And what you can do is you can either sell it or refinance, and then you can pay for college for your child. So this is another way that real estate really is beneficial above and beyond all that we're showing here. So if you're interested in becoming really wealthy, you want to consider what the wealthy people do, and one of those things is invest in rental real estate. All right, guys, see you in the next video. Peace.